Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Zoom. It is December 17th, and we have a very special guest on tonight. We have Greta Foster, who actually lives in California, and she will be speaking tonight about feng shui. And I know Greta from back in America. We actually went to high school for a year together, and then recently just kind of got back into touch with each other. We're both obviously into health and wellness, and so I'll pass it over to you, Greta, and you can take it from there. So thank you for coming on.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry that this time changing. I never know which time zone we're talking about. So anyway, sorry for my tardiness. But thank you guys, everyone, for being here and for giving me the floor to speak on my healing modality, which is feng shui. And it's been quite a journey. I started in 2014, and really the first blessing that I received from feng shui was my daughter. And basically the idea with this practice is that you're working with your physical environment to invite blessings into your life. And that's kind of where I say that my first blessing was my daughter. And of course, the last 4 years, basically, I've been either pregnant, nursing, or taking care of the kids, and growing my business on the side. I wouldn't say growing my business as much as growing a deeper understanding of feng shui and how it works, what the benefits are. And I can talk a little bit about the benefits. So basically, the idea in my feng shui, which is Buddhist, there's different types of feng shui. Some use a compass and look at the directions, and this one is a little more adaptable. It's also integrating all different religions. So it is a bit of a spiritual exercise, and it's a path to enlightenment. It's a path for personal growth. But really, it's about creating a lively space free of unbalanced lines of energy, and you're essentially trying to cultivate as much life force as you can, all coming through your front door to begin with. Our homes as a vessel to cultivate life force and to arrange in a way that promotes our goals, achievement of goals in 9 different life areas. And so health and wellness being the center of everything. There's 8 different life themes that are, I should say, they're like existing. They're, this is very like metaphysical talk in addition to design principles. But they basically promote your career, which also can be your life path, just walking your path in life as part of not just your job. And then we have self-knowledge, growing the mind, learning new things, staying in a constant state of growth in your mindset. Then we have friends and family and wealth and fame and reputation. All of these energy centers also connect to a proper balanced element that promotes these feelings, feelings of fame, feelings of reputation. The one on this being really important is that you are known for the things that you want to be known for, people, you knowing yourself as strongly as you can so that you can shine your light, the element of fame being fire. You're showing your light to the outer world and letting people see you as you want to be seen. That continuity is really strong for getting to where you want to be. So people recognize you for your treasured skills and talents. So I am just tuning a little bit into the group. I do work on an intuitive level. So all the ambiguity with some feng shui is, oh, try this, but there's really, the intuition has helped really clarify what I'm doing. And also really is a fun process. I work overseas, mainly online. I'm going to be doing Zoom chats myself every full moon, basically, for prospective past clients, really whoever wants to join and asking questions. I find people are very much at different understandings of this practice, and so answering questions for your own clarity is really a great place to start. I don't try to teach as much as I try to guide people on their own journey to the understanding. And I do find that it is, something that eventually everyone is going to get to. It's like kind of the finishing touches. As much as you have a wellness or a spiritual practice, if you come home to an environment that doesn't support that, it's not going to be, you're going to waste more energy keep trying to get to that Zen peaceful place. But the environment is in a sense is the buffer to help support you in your spiritual growth, in your mental growth, whatever healing. If you're in a space where you need to be healing, to have as much of a supportive environment is going to allow your mind to rest to the point where it is doing its job of repairing and resting the body. I do say, as we get older, it's just as important how we rest as how we work through our daily life. So healthy eating, of course, conscious eating being totally a part of this process, and even clean products. The idea here is we're raising the vibration. Feng Shui helps you boost your qi, helps you collect the qi. And then we work with the vibrations to keep things moving higher I have a rating scale. Love is at 500. Shame is at the bottom. That's like 200. So minimizing your stuff, minimizing clutter, all these things are all one piece of this huge puzzle towards holistic health. And I've just seen clients do really well with it so far. We've, manifested organ transplants, babies, a new house, a larger house. These are all type of bigger things, that are huge for some people, and they just want to do everything they can to ensure their goal. Or, relationships. There is another energy center. It's all love and relationship focused. And a lot of people come to Feng Shui with the basic thing like, oh, I want to attract a mate. But understanding that under that, being a mom, the mother, the love between a mother and a child also resonates. And so finding different expressions of these different energies to then in turn feed peace of mind. And it's not like you're just given peace of mind. Basically, I understand it as you have attended to everything you need to. And so, maybe self-knowledge gets neglected around the way because we're so focused on finding a mate. But really, until you know yourself, you're not going to attract the type of person that is going to be the right match for you. And not just you, I will say, but also your higher self. And so coming to this full expression of ourselves and having self-love being a part of what I coach my my clients through. And I will talk to you more about the services that I offer, because that kind of helps understand a little bit more, like, okay, what is this? How does this actually, what does it look like? But you know, that love center, looking in your house at what is existing there, and then drawing some conclusions between what you have manifested and what you want to. In order to manifest what you want, a lot of times you have to take a hard look at yourself and understand why you're attracting things that you don't want, and knowing that there is something that you're doing that is creating that reality for you. Really, it's step by step, like getting down to each and every decision, recognizing that you can consciously create your reality by making healthy choices that are in accordance with your higher self. And there's different ways that people can learn to do this. Muscle testing, and I'm sure people are familiar with. Feng Shui really helps boost that inner guidance, though. That's part of the opening up this new energy to come in and serve you in the way that the universe, the way it knows how, and really trusting that the universe is bringing us everything that's to our highest and best good. And that's really how I've trained my intuition, is to help people get to their higher selves and to trust in the universe that blessings will come if you open your heart to them, and, you know, eliminate blockages, really. And that's also a part of, you know, connecting to Arbonne in healthy digestion, keeping things keeping things flowing, reducing illness. All of these concepts really just speak to the way energy works as well. And I have written a book. It's called If You Can Pray, You Can Feng Shui. And I also went a further step to create a personality, essentially, who would have written this book. And I find the name to be very significant. Vixen Heroin Hamish is the author of If You Can Pray, You Can Feng Shui. And I am the creator, Greta Foster, of this manuscript. And it essentially is getting you prepped in your mind to know why you should feng shui. It's not really a how-to. I always suggest people work with a professional through this, because it can be confusing, and it'll just help to have more people helping you. You know, the power of two is greatly significant to the power of one. And so joining our spiritual gifts to come together and work for your goals. You know, I really love clients who come to me with really large, lofty goals, and, you know, we see how the universe encourages them along, and maybe they don't encourage them along, and then we have to adjust our compass. I use compass in a metaphysical way, is once you're headed in the right direction, that everything falls into place. And so there is some destiny coaching that happens with a more lengthy program. But yeah, talking about love, we have creativity, and that's a really important one to making anything manifest. You need to have these creative juices flowing, and feeling stagnation, you know, trying to get involved with the creative process in some way is of great aid to everyone to find their outlet. Children are also an embodiment of creativity. So having liveliness and pets, healthy pets, like boosting the chi. And the last one that I haven't mentioned is connection. And that's connection to angels and guides and source energy, like the inner wisdom we were talking about, but also recognizing connection to people, strangers, that they might be angels in disguise. And I find this is where a lot of blockages come up, as like people blocking strangers, or not trusting people, that type of thing. And just working through these concepts. I mean, already just that I've spoken them to you guys, I would say that, you know, that fires off areas of your brain. Because some people talk about, you know, their life pie, and it's money, my partner, and my job. You know, that's 3 of 9. But being totally a wellness practice, because at the end of the day, all of these things feed into your health, be it physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, and environmental. And so in the one huge, pretty big section of the book, it's a pretty digestible read, but one part being that our external environment these days is so up and down, so unpredictable, that we need this. We need a sanctuary in our home to come home to a safe place to rest and recharge and get to optimal health. And the more conscious we can be about all the things that go into creating it, the better. And feng shui is an ancient art science from China. I am, you know, I have an appreciation for Chinese culture. I grew up Catholic though. I really appreciate Buddhism though as a philosophy, and striving for balance through changes. Two ways to look at change: trying to create it or trying to navigate and make the most of it. And personal share as well, growing up, I was always resistant to change, and it was really a source of stress for me as a kid, as it is for many kids. You know, they like stability. But I think embracing change is a lot of what I talk about these days, and working with it and learning from it and just being open, because, you know, that's growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. And so taking this perpetual mindset towards growth can really be a total gift. And looks like I have about 4 minutes left. I would like to answer any questions and follow up where I can, but I will take a minute to pause for feedback, if that's okay. And so if there are any questions, or I can go right into my services.
Greta, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I loved everything you said. Just was like beautiful.
Okay.
And so the 9 areas you were talking about. So I wrote down health and wellness being a center, and then you said wealth, self-knowledge, friends and families, fame and reputation. Am I right in thinking love, creativity, connection?
Yes.
Have I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Is there one more? Or is that it? There's probably loads more, but
if so, write down this BAGUA.
Okay.
And then that Bagua map, MAP. And I don't want to, so this will give you some where to go with it. You can Google that, and they have a map that shows all of them. And basically you align this map with your front door, and it can kind of walk you through that. There's different ways to describe each energy center and each life theme. And so if you do a Google search, you're going to get a lot more information on, you know, just different people's language on how they describe those different life themes. So yeah, career and life path and destiny, all one. Love and motherhood all being one. And so there's just different ways. And also in my book, I describe all these different energies and how they connect to the elements. And so cool.
Yeah, love it. Thank you.
Sure. So the book is available as an e-reader on Amazon. It's $9.99. If you can pray, you can feng shui. And I totally encourage people to read it and get just a great foundation. And I can follow up with Meg about a new moon or a full moon. This is like a lunar practice. So we set intentions with the new moon and then see them through on the full moon, and kind of work with the cycles of nature is really important part of this. But yeah, so the full moon coming up on the 22nd, probably right before Christmas Eve there, I'll have another Zoom chat for anyone interested, really. So that would be a cool time for you guys to join in. And then Meg and I have also chatted on me coming for a visit out to the UK in springtime. And so there would be an opportunity to work together. And I'm sure there's feng shui practitioners in that area, but the more things shift and evolve for people, it's like finding the right match, the right gifts for the right person. And so if this is calling to, I would say, let's try to forge a path to make it work, because it can be so rewarding. And so I look forward.
Greta, that was great. I just wanted to ask, I hope we have like a minute or two left. Obviously, you were saying it's difficult to practice it on your own. It's not like your book is going to teach people how to do it, but it's a great kind of precursor, so you get a little bit of understanding and whatnot. For people like us who are in the health and wellness sector with the Arbonne business and stuff, are there specific areas of the home where we would be best focusing on in terms of what our goals are?
Great question. The best place to start on wellness, the very center of the home, clearing clutter away from there, promoting, putting your product there. The really big idea is to stay as strong in what you're offering as possible, so that you attract the people who want what you need. And, in my journey, some people are be like, oh, well, you do feng shui, I need some help cleaning my house. And it's like, okay, well, that's not exactly what I'm doing, and I'm teaching people this modality, and I have a teaching credential for early childhood education, but at a certain point I had to say, okay, I'm not a classroom teacher. And so the more you can hone in on your offering, like your favorite product, I would say pick your favorite product and just go for it, and just the more you can hone in on what you're passionate about, the more the stronger magnetism you're going to have to the people who want to connect with you. And connection being a huge theme last year, going out of your way to connect with people. This year, it's kind of like friends and family, and understanding how they feed you and how we can be nourished by so many different things, but really just getting to the stronger you to inform and build a stronger us is kind of where I think that would help. And okay. So definitely focusing on health and that energy center being right in the middle.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the house or the flat or wherever you live.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you guys very much.
So are you, Greta, going to give Megan the Zoom details for the 22nd of December? Would it be something like this that we just join in? Totally.
Yeah. I've been trying to do different things, whatever works for whoever's interested, really. If that date doesn't work, but someone wants to connect over Zoom, I'm totally available. So yeah, however it works, but I will definitely give Meg the details.
Okay, super, thank you.
Yes.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Can I ask Greta a question?
Yes, of course.
As you can see, I've done my, I can't see, my room is currently with the orange for my fame and reputation one. But it's just I can't find images that I want. I'm finding that like I'm focusing too much on that to focus. I didn't know if there was any way past that blockage for me that you could help with, Greta.
Okay. So images of yourself, or you're thinking other like famous people?
No, I'm thinking of regarding the fame and reputation of kind of what I want to be remembered for. So it's not really an image of me. It's kind of how do I find images of those gifts? Do you know, does that make sense?
It kind of does. So discovering what those gifts are in the first place, you know,
That's
just
tricky.
honing in on, I have a lot of like graphs that I work with. Now, can I find one? Basically, like working intuitively to say, okay, you have real skills in, you know, you have a physical skill, or you have an emotional skill, or you have like a mental skill. But I will say, you know, you being, so those would be words, you know, those would be words. Like, I want to be known as a happy person, or helpful, or thoughtful, or just kind of a good friend, a good family member. And so showing you with members of your family all happy and smiling, and not 10 years ago, but this Christmas or something, you know, keeping your photos current and in the moment, because, you know, maybe someone's known for their athleticism in high school, but you have to reinvent that as you go. And again, being fire as the element of fame and reputation, pictures of fire, you know, making sure though that you got the right area down for the right for that element.
Because I've done 2 rooms. We've just had our kitchen redone, so I kind of know it needs to be gold in the far corner, so we have now a gold tap, but it's just the actual decoration part. I'm kind of working my way slowly through the house. So I have, it's really exciting because then each room, so people don't necessarily like the way I've painted my front room, but it's for helpful people coming into your life. So that's the grey and the white. So it's kind of all, I go with the compass is what I've been doing, but your way sounds really kind of that much more in depth. So I'm quite interested. I'll probably come and see you on the Zoom call.
Okay, yeah, please do. Yeah, it can be kind of confusing, and but knowing like when to take a chance, because you're getting the right area. If you do go for that crazy pop of color, it's gonna look amazing and sparkle. And I guess gold being to increase and encourage wealth. Is that what you mean? The gold tub?
I can't remember what it is, that corner, because it's in the kitchen. It's because it's by the water as well. You kind of need to get that flow as well, don't you? So I need to go back and read my notes from.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of reading.
Yes. And my practice bringing in the intention. So knowing specifically why you're doing those things to your home is what's going to connect that to promoting to your subconscious what you want to encourage. And so saying, I know this is good feng shui, so I'm going to do it, is a great place to start. And knowing that you're going to be encouraging more life force in general, but then taking it a step further to direct your attention, your spiritual energy into the physical, makes it even more more powerful, is the word I really like to say. This is empowering homemaking. And so very cool. Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So yeah. There's, I don't know if you guys want me to keep going, but my services include helping purge items. So if you need, and really in the closet, looking at your wardrobe, looking things that are promoting your elemental makeup. That's really a good one for fame and reputation on your question. So working with your wardrobe, I would do an elemental profile, and then we go through stuff, and I do like a psychic touch vibrational reading. This is really cool for antiques. Sometimes we don't know where they came from. We don't know the energy of it. But developing this spiritual gift, I can test items and let you know if they're resonating on the lower vibrational scale. And this is all to increase the vibration to improve your ability to impact the environment. Instead of having the environment always impacting you, this gives you a chance to gain strength and strengthening yourself through wellness, exercise practices, healthy eating, all this stuff just basically makes your aura grow and gives you a little more control. Is a bit of an illusion, but control over your environment, and also to the extent that you're going to perceive things coming your way better and have a plan of attack or a plan of defense for when they come down the pipeline to you. And so like purging items from your space is freeing up life force. Staging is taking the larger furniture and putting them in an arrangement that increases flow throughout the house so that it gets to all those nooks and crannies. And the final one being your relationship, and knowing that the person supporting you is helping you filter out all of those feelings and emotions from other things. And yeah, we do space blessings inside and outside, and I do an intuitive interior space clearing where I'm able to identify the lower vibrational feelings that might be intensified by energies growing in the space due to imbalanced energy flow. And so as things are rushing or stagnant, that's kind of where those lower vibrations come in, and they manifest as feelings of, you know, tense or hurried or judging or, you know, all these other things that don't really have us in our higher selves. These are ego type constructs. So I could really talk forever about this.
Yeah, sorry, Greta, can I just interrupt you? Oh, wait. Can I just interrupt you really quickly? Because I just wanted to share, you know, one of the things that we went through way back, but it kind of goes along with what you're saying right now. So Greta was started in our loft space, or attic as we would call it, and just asked me to send her a picture of the attic. And so I did, and she'd said that there was one thing that I needed to remove from the attic, and it was this plastic bag with red handles. And I was like, okay. I was like, of all the things up there, that strikes me as very odd, because it's my mom's stuff that she leaves here every time. You know, she leaves it here all the time, so that when she comes to visit, she doesn't have to pack that much stuff. She packs around stuff that I order, like sleep spray, and, you know, stuff for the kids. And then, yeah, but she said, you know, and when I actually said that, she's like, okay, that actually really makes sense, because you actually have a very strong spiritual connection with your mom. And that bag would be better off closer to you, in your closet, in your bedroom, or somewhere in your bedroom, because it may help you make better decisions and, you know, whatnot. So that was kind of like, oh my gosh, like it did make sense after she kind of said it. And it also, I don't know, it almost made me feel really reassured in some way. I don't know why. And she also said that when she had done the clearing, because you did it, was it an intuitive clearing? Is that what you would have done? She heard like maybe a sharp noise and then a hurried, I can't remember. It was like a high-pitched, quick noise, and like it left quickly. So it was like a hurried, like a hurriedness leaving. And honestly, I can say it, that I have felt a lot less panicky when we need to be getting out of the house. I mean, even in the mornings, I used to like get really crazy before the school run, but like 30 minutes before we even really needed to be there. So I feel like, oh my gosh, we need to do all these things and leave the house by like 8:40. And I don't even know if this is good, but I feel a little bit less panicked, and we leave at 8:50. And then kind of like, but we actually get there on time. And it's kind of like every day, I feel like it's a bit of a miracle that we get there on time, but I don't know. I've actually been able to utilize more time around the house and just feel a little bit more relaxed about it in a way, whether or not. So I mean, I kind of have, and that happened like after you had done that. So I don't know, but anyway, I thought I'd just share that with you guys, because it is really interesting. And I do feel like, you know, some of the sessions that Greta and I have had have been really helpful for me in a lot of ways. So, so thank you for that. But yeah, I would imagine that we somewhat need to wrap up. Does anyone have any last minute question?
I don't, but I just want to say thank you so much. All this stuff is just up my street, so to speak. I love finding out how to just, you know, really be engaged, and we can help so many people if we can help ourselves, and just know that we're connected with everything and everyone. So I'm definitely going to bug Megan to take this further, really. So thank you, Greta. I really appreciate your time and helping all of us with your insight and your knowledge, and you are an incredible lady. And thank you, Megan, for recommending Greta, because she was the one who reached out and said, Fiona, I really think Greta has got a lot to share and to give. So we thank you for that as well, Megan.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you, guys.
I know there's comments as well in the chat, Greta. So a couple of people have said, Emma, thank you, Megan. Meeting Greta is so brilliant. Would love to know more. And Claire said, thank you, ladies. Love a declutter. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great rest of your meeting, I guess. I'll sign off here. Is that right?
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Super, guys.
Good night.
All right. Night.
Night.